Somewhere
Yep.
there's country DNA. I guarantee you.
But our family went back and forth from Utah. We have a lot of family in Utah, and so my roots come from there.
Okay, you recently moved from California, and you're out in Utah now.
Yep.
Why the big change?
Well, we just decided that California was getting too crazy, and we just decided to come up to this beautiful area with the beautiful mountains and found a house, and it just felt right. It's very peaceful here. I love it.
Okay, cool. Everything go all right in your move?
Yep. I'm wiped out. I've been doing nothing but moving boxes, unpacking boxes. Yeah.
Okay. It also says that you did theater. You
Hmm.
played in Footloose.
Yep.
A lot
In
of the
fact,
younger audience isn't going to know what that is, but it's a kick butt thing. You'll have to go and see it. Um,
That's cool.
Probably catch
yeah,
it
I
at the
did.
old theater. Um, we got two albums tonight that if you guys want to go on IITW radio website on Facebook or the website itself, there's two CDs that we're going to be giving away on Friday evening. We'll announce the winners. So either go on YouTube and sign up for it. All you have to do to sign up or enter is just type "I love Robin Harper."
Robin Harper rocks.
Huh?
Robin Harper rocks. You changed it.
I didn't hear you.
You changed it to Robin Harper rocks.
Say it one more time. I'm half deaf.
Type in
Robin Harper rocks.
Oh, Robin Harper rocks. Okay. Well, you can tell her
Yes.
you love her too if you want him to. Her husband,
Awesome.
husband's not going to like that, but he'll have to get used to that. Um, okay. It says you took time off to raise your kids and stuff. How long did you take off?
So when I first got married, I had been in bands and all that. And so when I got married, the bands kind of faded away, and I just kept singing and performing everywhere I could, a lot in church, and did a lot of contests, and I won the cowboy contest at Crazy Horse in Santa Ana, and did a lot of things like that, but didn't really get serious about recording until I met up with a group, and my first recordings were with Christmas albums.
Yeah, that
And
would
we
be
did
this one right here.
like a Manhattan transfer, yeah.
Oh,
And so right after that, I had met a guy named Marvin Goldstein, and he did the piano for me. And so that CD is just piano and my voice
okay.
singing.
That's this one right here. This is one of the CDs that's going to go with the package. I got a lot of light coming off of it. Makes you look like you've got a halo. Okay. The other CD.
So I have about 3 Christmas CDs, 2 with the group, and then this one that I did solo. And then from there, I just started writing music. My husband told me, you got to write songs. You got to write songs. And so all the time that I was performing, I was doing the regular, karaoke, the instant, what do you call it, instrumental CDs. I never really played my own music. And so I've always played guitar, but not well. And so I started playing guitar. And one time I met a girl that was 15, and she was playing with me at a harvest festival, and found out that she was a singer-songwriter. And so I went over to her house. I had some ideas for songs to write. And so I went over to her house. She helped me do my very first song, and that's Even on Your Worst Day.
Okay. And
And do you want me to tell you the story about that?
That one is on this CD
Yeah.
that we're going to be giving away.
That's on my singer-songwriter CD, yep. So the story is, my husband, when you're women, we always say, oh, my hair looks terrible. I look fat. I look this, that. He says, even on your worst day, you're beautiful. And I thought, oh, that's so sweet.
Aw.
So I took that title and I just wrote down some ideas, and I went and saw this girl, and her name is Maddie Vance, and she is fantastic. We should get her on this radio program. Anyhow, so she helped me write this song, and as soon as we did that, I went home and I wrote about 15 songs. because she helped me like structure the song and figure out how to, do your verses and do your choruses and all that kind of stuff. And so that's how this album came to be, because
How long ago was it when you started doing that?
So it was at the end of 2015.
Okay, so you haven't been doing it that long.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
Not at all.
You got me fooled. Hey, Tammy and
I'm
I were
sorry.
I said, you have me fooled.
Yeah,
Tammy
sure.
Well, thanks.
Tammy and I were talking the other day about a show that we've got coming up about artists, and normally you have one good song, people will go buy a CD for one song, and the rest of it they maybe two songs. And there's been very few groups except for like Zeppelin and Skinner and a couple other bands, Boston, but I can't find one song on the CD that I don't like.
Thank you.
Oh yeah,
it's hard to pick
all
up.
your songs are awesome.
Oh, thank you so much.
And that's the thing we're getting from a lot of our listeners is when they're going on there, because you did come in at #1 this week, and you've been up in the top 10 for the last 30 days.
Yes,
that's awesome. Well, thank you.
Yes,
and you made it to
I think this was the 4th week in a row.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
That's good news for me. Thank you so much. I wanted to mention that after I wrote all these songs, I had met a Grammy award-winning engineer, and his name is Phil Allen. And he has a little company called The Hit Storm. And I had been referred to him by Maddie's manager, her mom. And so I went down there and took my songs, and we did one song at a time. And I'm telling you, with the right musicians, with the right engineer, with magic, with the Lord, I mean, I went in there, and every single song that we did, these guys just turned it into something that I was blown away. It was so fun. It was like the best time of my life. I loved it.
Well, yeah, you don't need a whole lot of engineering and stuff. I've gone on YouTube. I've seen some of your stuff that you do. I guess I'm taking it with a cell phone, where you're sitting there strumming your guitar and singing and stuff.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And you're one of the few people, in 38 years of doing this that I've seen that can go on there and actually sing live and sound just as good there as you do on your albums.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm not saying that to make
so
you
much.
feel good. You ask anybody that knows me, Tammy, my biggest problem is my mouth. I say things I shouldn't sometimes, but...
Is that true?
Well, it's
okay, that's enough.
sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not. It's one of those things.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to mention, I want to bring up this one song, and you've heard Garden of Innocence, right?
Correct.
On my album, right? Well,
Absolutely.
I was asked to sing at this memorial for this Garden of Innocence, and I really didn't understand what it was until I got there. And what it is this lady, she started this organization for babies that are abandoned. So let's say, a college student has a kid and they abandon the baby and the baby dies. Well, what happens to those kids? We don't even know where they go. So what she did is she started this organization, and she actually gets these babies. She holds a memorial. They give them a name, and they bury them in the Garden of Innocence. And what it is these plots at a cemetery that are named the Garden of Innocence. And it was the coolest thing I've ever been to. And I could not come up with a song other than Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I was asked to do a couple songs. So when I found out about this organization, I took their pamphlet and read it over and read it over and read it over. And I started thinking about, well, you know what? I'll just write them a song. This will be just for them. And so when I did, I was totally inspired to write it. And it is one of my favorites. So I'm really excited.
Beautiful.
And it's all across California. I'm not sure if it's in other states yet, but they have different chapters of this Garden of Innocence, which is really cool.
I've never heard of anything like that, but that's pretty cool.
No,
I mean,
that's
I
beautiful.
hope somebody here will hear it, and we have listeners all across the United States, so hopefully somebody will pick that ball up and run with it.
Yeah,
that would be wonderful.
It is fabulous. You can check it out on Google. Just Google Garden of Innocence, and it'll come up.
Okay.
We'll put that up.
Yeah, make sure you get Cameron to put that up someplace after. We'll get it done after the show.
We will.
Okay, you have some events coming up as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to find my paper.
Well, since I moved up here, I decided that I needed to book myself some gigs. So I went to find out, what's going on in Heber, what's going on in Midway, because Midway's where I love Midway. It's so beautiful up in the mountains. Anyhow, so they have this Swiss Days, and it is August 31st and September 1st. And I booked myself for both days. I have one on the 31st at 10, around 10 or 10:15, and then on the 1st at 6:30, around 6:30 p.m.
Okay.
And it's up here in Midway, Utah.
Okay. What is that, like a festival or?
Yeah, it's a festival. It's called Swiss Days, and it's all about, this Midway is like a little Scandinavian town. It's really kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
And they have booths and everything.
Yeah, they have the Heber Creeper there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yep, we're going to take our grandkids on that next week.
Yeah, I've been there.
Have you?
I still don't.
I have family in Salt Lake City.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I still don't think you're a grandmother, but okay. Nothing like a country song. Tell us about that one.
Okay. Well, when I was talking about, thinking about writing different songs, I wanted to do something fun for the album. And so as long as I can remember, I've loved country music. And there's always been some guys that say they don't like country music. And there's a story of my daughter got in her husband's truck one day, and there was country playing on the radio, and we were like, what? Because he says he doesn't like country music. And he also has a beard. So I wrote this song, and in one part of the song, it says they hide under their beard. So what I was talking about is he hides under his beard that he likes country music. So just kind of a funny, song. It just came out.
Tammy
It was just fun to write it.
Tammy will remember I used to play in rock bands back in the early 80s. Mm-hmm. And I would do that. I was a country closet, listener. I'd get my van, my 79 Dodge Tradewind van with my drums and stuff sitting in the back and nobody looking. I'd be hitting Garth Brooks on. All my friends, if they caught me listening to that, I'm sure they would have smashed my drum sets.
Yeah, so funny.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people out there that don't want to admit it.
When did you start singing? Were you like little tiny 2-year-old running around the house in a diaper singing?
Yeah, pretty much. I just always loved to entertain. I remember when I was like, I don't know, 5, and I was singing at a Norwegian Day thing because our family's Norwegian. But anyways, yeah, I've always had it in me. I think you're born with it. You're born with that music. So.
So you started singing at 5 years old then?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like another Shirley Temple. Hey, well, what's your favorite song when you're up there singing? You're on stage, you're performing. What's the one that you enjoy singing the most?
Probably Look Up. Look Up is all about my family, my childhood. My mother and father, they divorced. And so I never really had a father in the home. And our mom, she was always a spiritual woman. She told us, even though your father's not there, you can look above to your father in heaven. And so that's how that song came about, as I was, thinking back of how our mom raised us. And it's amazing when you start writing. You have no idea the feelings that are going to come out of you from your childhood, the way you were raised, all that stuff. And I'm telling you, I kind of shocked all my family because I guess I'd never talked about all this stuff before. And in fact, when I first, one of my brothers was at my house, and I was in the other room. I was just rehearsing, and I sang "Look Up," and I came around the corner, and he had tears in his eyes. Because sorry, I wasn't going to do that. That's a touching story for our family.
Okay, so
wow, I'm tired this week.
okay.
Anyhow, but when I played it for my whole family, it was for my mother, and we had a family reunion, and I played it for them, and I looked around the room, and all my sisters had tears, and even my mom. So that's one of my favorites. It came out, and it's truly how I felt.
That's when you know you did it right.
Yeah.
As far as country music singers, is there any idols or anybody that you would put up that's really inspired you? Or any singers, period. I mean, maybe Ozzy, biting a bat's head off or something.
Well, actually, I love Shania Twain. She was the queen. And of course, you've got the new ones. You've got Carrie Underwood, and you have Kelsey Ballerini, and all these young ones, but they have such great music, Mm-hmm. Also, I don't know, there's so many. There's Martina McBride and Reba, and, all of these country singers. And, yeah, when I was in high school, I actually played kind of a rock thing. So I've got Pat Benatar and the Motels and Pretenders, and so I kind of mix it up when I do my performances. I always play country music, but I always flip flop back and forth with, I'll throw in Meghan Trainor. Actually, Meghan Trainor is fantastic.
She's got an awesome voice.
Yeah, love her voice. So I love to do that. I say country, but I'm really kind of a crossover thing. I kind of do all of it. All of the above. And I sing in church. So there you go.
That's good.
So you're also done some interviews on TV and stuff out, I guess, in California? Yeah,
I did it's called Good Morning OC. And that was really fun. She highlighted my CD. I was able to sing on there. A friend of mine, Amy Cook, she's actually one of the Osmonds. She's Wayne Osmond's daughter, and so she's fantastic. She plays the fiddle. She sings. She has this TV show, so it's one of the things on her bucket list. She said that she wanted to do is to have a TV show. So it was really fun. It was like the first interview that I had done.
Cool beans.
Well, fun.
So are you wanting to get into acting and stuff? In your bios it says you've done you've been in several plays and musicals and stuff like that. So I love all of it. I actually went to voiceover training as well. And they do a lot of acting, with that too. But my passion has been music, but I've always been in theater. I also, at Christmas time, do the carols, the Dickens carolers. So that's really
fun. I bet.
I have the big dress and everything.
Let me ask you, are your kids into music as well? Your children?
Yeah. So when my kids were growing up, I had a little singing class, and so I had different kids come, and then of course my kids were there singing along with me. And then as they got older, a few of them, like all my girls sing. I think both of my sons sing too, but my second son, he sings and plays guitar. He taught himself guitar, and that was, he just blew us away when he went away to college. We're going, what are you doing? And he says, because he stopped singing after we had that little, when you're in teenage years and all that, they stop singing for some reason. Some of them do. He did. And so when he was in college, he told us, he was singing in solos in church, and then he was playing guitar. And we're going, what? He didn't even tell us that he was doing that. So we were very surprised. But yes, I think my youngest son, he can play the drums. And I think secretly he can sing too, but he's not one of those that would get up and sing a solo, But my girls are fantastic. They write songs, they play guitar and sing as well. So, and we've had a lot of fun singing together. We love that family harmony.
So you got like the whole Partridge Family thing going on.
Yeah. I wish we would have sang more together. Yeah.
Do you have the colored bus yet?
Nope.
No.
But anyway.
Yeah, you do a great job on your CD and stuff. I'm really impressed. Like I say, the first time that they come and said, I forgot, somebody had written in and said, have you heard this young lady? And I'm like, no, never heard of her. And we get so many people that send us music. The worst thing in the world for me is to have to tell somebody, you basically suck, go get another job. You're never going to make it. But from the first time I heard it, the first few notes and then your voice, the intonation, everything else, it was like, okay, get a hold of her. And I think I even sent you the thing myself.
Yeah, you did.
And ask
thank you so much.
Well, thank you. I mean,
I enjoy it.
You're great at what you're doing. I'll tell you that. And I'll be surprised if somebody in Nashville didn't snatch you up. So wouldn't unpack just quite yet. Do what?
Well, one of my bucket lists was to sing in Nashville. And so we went down there, and there's a Commodore Grill, and it's a singer-songwriter place where people every week, they're there playing their songs, and you can even see it live on Facebook now. But we went there, and my daughter actually had a friend that could get me in, and they booked me for one night, and I was able to play one of my songs. It was pretty sweet.
Well, I'm trying to get a hold of one of our friends up in Nashville. His name is Ryan Weaver. Yes, Ryan, I just gave you a free plug. So, because I know he's going to be out, and where's he playing at, Tammy? He's playing for the rodeo thing out there.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to get a hold of Ryan right now. I know he's busy and he's on tour. He'll be calling me back, though, I'm sure, especially when he hears this, because I know he follows me and stuff. To get you into Nashville with him, I'd like to see you two guys hook up as musicians and singers and songwriters. Great. And Ryan's incredible. I think I sent you a couple of his videos and stuff.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's already broken into Nashville. He's paid his dues and stuff. And I know he's always willing to give back. And it's hard. Ryan and I were having a conversation one day. I was talking to him on the phone. And he said that, there's 1 million people out there that sing the same exact way. So to get in there, you have to have something special, whether it's the song you write, the lyrics, or whatever. And it has to touch people's hearts. Anybody can write a song. I mean, you listen to most of the music crap my son listens to, and I'll tell you right there, same 4 words repeated over and over again for 3.5 minutes. It drives me nuts. But your stuff, it's not only where it has a good beat and it's catchy and everything, but it also has meaning in your words. If you listen, just like the one you were singing about is Garden of Innocence, that's what makes people become not just good but great at what they're doing. And
thank you.
And like I say, you can ask Tammy if I don't try to blow any smoke up anybody's butts. If I didn't think that was true, I would be the first one to tell you.
Yep. Well, I appreciate it.
Tammy, you got some questions for her?
You've covered just about everything. I think she's wonderful. I love your music.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. You're one of my favorites.
Thank you
Absolutely.
so much.
And I think that, you know, I don't think it's going to, like he said, I don't think it's going to be very long before somebody definitely sends, you know, brings you over to Nashville. So,
Well, thanks. I hope so.
I don't think there's going to be any hoping about it. I think it's going to happen.
So where do you see
So-
yourself at in 5 years? Let me ask you that.
Well, I'm telling you, I love what I'm doing right now with my grandkids and all this stuff, but I also love this music and performing any chance I get. You know, I want to record the songs that I haven't recorded yet. I have a few. And I'd like to just be performing everywhere I can. You know, I really don't want to be on the road constantly. But on the other hand, if I could do a few, you know, really nice concerts, I mean, that would be awesome. That would be,
I
that would be a
I
dream.
do have a question for you, though. What if you were to get an opportunity to go to Broadway? Would that be something you'd be interested in doing?
It depends. Yeah. I mean,
I mean, that would be a combination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be kind of fun.
I would think so.
I just actually went there with my daughter. We went and saw Sarah Bareilles and what's his name? Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name right now. Anyway, she did a play called The Waitress. I don't know if you've heard about it, but it was fantastic. She's singing, she's acting, she wrote it. You know, I mean,
Oh, wow.
that was really exciting. Jason Mraz, that's his name.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah Bareilles and Jason Mraz. So that would be really exciting. It would be a fun adventure. It really would.
That would be a combination of your ability to sing and your love of acting, and you know, that would be.
It would be awesome.
You know what's funny is I met Jason Mraz when he was singing on the streets. Before he ever got famous or cut a CD or anything, he was touring around and he was playing on the streets and all over the place. He went across Europe and all across the United States.
Yep.
You know, and what was the guy he got his first big break with? He was at a concert and he was singing in the thing. I'll think of his name in a little bit here. But yeah, that'd be a good combination too, you and Jason Mraz. Actually, you and any of the people in Nashville. You know, Carrie Underwood, any of them.
Yep. You know, one of my dreams was to kind of be like Vince Gill. Do you know who Vince Gill is?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Vince Gill, he started doing duets with all the people that were coming up, you know. And I've always said to myself, you know what? That's me. I would love to do that with all these artists because I can harmonize. You know, it would be just such a dream just to sing with some of the best, you know.
Yeah, Sarah Evans was like that too.
So that would be really fun for me.
Yeah, Sarah Evans did a lot of that. I actually was at a concert over in Tampa with her when she was singing backup for Brad Paisley and stuff.
Yep.
And yeah.
Super good.
So I can see you going there.
Yep. That'd be fun.
So where can people find your music at?
So you can go on my website, robinharpermusic.com. Also you can find it on iTunes. What are all those?
Reverb Nation.
Yeah, Reverb Nation. I've been on there a lot. Let's see. I don't know. There's a whole bunch that you can find, but you can go to my website for sure, and you can listen to some of the songs.
Okay, I have another question for you. It might sound kind of stupid, but what are you in the music industry for? I mean, when you first got it, it was just love of music. You want to make a ton of money. You know, it's the hype of the the fans, or?
No, you know what it is? It is the fans. I love performing for people. I love, catching them in the eye when I'm singing, singing to them, having them love my music. I mean, that's the ultimate, is to have fans, raving fans. The music industry, can you make money? Maybe. I don't know. That's not really the motivation. It was just the love of singing, performing, and being out there with the fans. I love it. I love people.
Do you still get tripped up, or you still like get nervous when the lights come on and the music starts?
So I've sang in the House of Blues, and the last month, let's see, in April and May, I did the House of Blues in Anaheim, and my husband always laughs at me because I have to play for 3 hours. And so if anyone knows, 3 hours of music is a lot.
A lot. Yeah, that's a long
And
set.
Getting older than 29, you tend to get really tired after the second hour. The second hour, my brain starts flying out the window, and of course I make little, things here and there. No one would know unless I make a face or or say something, and my husband always just rolls his eyes. He's seen me so much, he just rolls his eyes. I'm like, but you know what? It makes it fun. I had these ladies came to see me one night. They were, I was playing at the House of Blues, and they were eating dinner, and I walked up to them afterwards and I said, "Hey, thanks so much for listening," because they were so cool. They kept clapping for me. And anyways, we were talking about it, and I said, "Yeah, wow, I get so tired after the second hour." And they said, "You know what? It makes you real. I would rather see a real performer than somebody that's perfect." I never said I was perfect. But they totally enjoyed it. They just, and my husband can roll his eyes and laugh at me, but he loves me anyway. But yeah, I still get nervous a little bit. I wanted to tell you, because I had my music on Reverb Nation and online, The Voice, people would always say, "Oh, you got to go audition for The Voice. You got to go audition for The Voice." So having my music online, they found me and they called me one day and they said, "Hey, we'd like you to come down and audition for The Voice." And this was for this recent, whatever you call it, episode, this season or whatever. And so that was a great experience, but I was so nervous. It's like you're going into this tiny room and you've got two people staring at you and a camera. You don't know these people. Anyways, but it was fine. It just...
Wow.
So are you going to be on there?
You never know what they're looking for, The girl that walked in before me, I kind of had a feeling that they were going to choose her, because she had the big old belt buckle and the hat, and she had dirt on her boots, and she was living in her truck and
Oh wow,
and all of that. But it just depends on, you never know what they're looking for. But
so did you find out yet, or is that something you can't say?
Yeah, they just said, "Okay, well, thank you, and we'll let you know. We want you to audition for the next one or whatever." But I just don't know if that's really me. I just like to perform. I just want to get out there. I just want to sing. And, there's a lot of pressure when you're on those TV shows.
Oh, I can imagine.
The only cool thing is that a lot of people would see you and then they know who you are.
Yeah. Does there ever come a time when you just say, "I'm done with it. I want to give up on it"?
No.
That's good.
No. I've got free time right now. I absolutely love, I perform in my house and just play every day. And I got this line from the book, The Outliers. 10,000 hours for anything that you want to be good at. You have to put in 10,000 hours plus. And so in my mind, way back when I was raising my kids and everything, that would go for a little while and I wouldn't sing or I wouldn't play guitar or whatever. And then I started thinking, okay, if you want to get better, you have to continue to practice. You have to continue to perform. You got to get out in front of people. You've got anything you want to be good at, you got to work your butt off to be there.
It's true.
So that's my thing. I'll probably be singing, clear into my 80s.
Well, we've got
nothing wrong with that.
Still have a voice.
We had a young lady come to us, and her name is Geneva, and Tammy was over here in the studio, and she came in, and she wants to be a singer, and she's country. She's kind of a cross between Dolly Parton and Reba McEntire. She has twang to her voice. Scared to death, prettiest young lady you'll ever see, and anyway, she's been practicing your songs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. As far as that,
wow.
And I guess you're her inspiration or whatever. Her name is Geneva. For any
wow,
of you
that's
guys
great.
listening, this kid is going to be good. That she's saying, and there's very few times in my life when I've gotten chills hit the back of my neck. When this kid came into the studio and sat there and started singing, and she was terrified.
Wow.
And I tell you what, Tammy had it had the same effect on Tammy. This kid wasn't just singing the song; she was making love to the notes, everything.
Yes, she was.
You could tell that she was feeling the music.
Wow,
So
that's great.
what would you tell her as far as which route she needs to go, and what she needs to do to get to where she's going?
I would just perform as much as you can, practice, go on YouTube, watch other artists, watch the main performers like Carrie Underwood, if you want to be like her. Watch how she sings, watch how she performs, get a voice teacher. You can even find that on YouTube. You can do voice lessons on YouTube. You can Google anything. So anything you want to know, Google it. But YouTube is awesome because you can just sit there, and that's how I learn, a guitar part. If I want to learn a new song, I'll just pull up the YouTube and I'll learn how to play it.
How long have you been playing the guitar?
So when I was in grade school, I had a teacher and started playing then. And if I would have kept it up and just like I'm doing now, practice every single day, I would be phenomenal right now with guitar. I'm okay. I'm getting better because I've been doing this and practicing but that's, you just have to do that. You just have to keep playing and playing and playing and playing and playing, singing and practicing. Yeah.
Well, man, Tammy, how did I get ripped off at school? Because all they gave me was a triangle with a stinking metal rod and a washboard and a jug. But you guys aren't that old, so.
No.
Oh, no, I'm way too young.
Yeah, you wouldn't remember that. I'm surprised you remember the Partridge Family.
Yeah. You weren't around then.
No.
We didn't have, well, we went to a private school, but it wasn't a well-funded school, so we didn't have as many instruments back then.
Should have been as much as they charged for tuition.
I know, right?
Man, I think our graduating class was what, 100?
52 people.
Yeah,
Wow.
It was a private Christian school.
Mm-hmm.
But we had one of the best football teams in the state. We were
Yep.
playing 4A
True.
and took state, 3 years in a row?
Yeah.
Okay, so this CD is already out.
Yeah.
And it came out in 2017,
Mhm.
I believe. And this was your first CD. I'm sure there's
Yep.
going to be a lot more to come. For you guys who want to get this, you need to go online on YouTube and put under the comment. What was it again, Tammy?
Robin Harper Rocks.
Yeah.
You betcha.
Or I love Robin Harper.
Yay!
Or I love Robin Harper. Either one will work.
Either one.
Yeah,
doesn't
either one
matter.
will work.
And and you're very, very talented. And I don't say that, too often, but there isn't one song on this thing again that I don't like. And
Well,
your
thanks.
music tonight after the show, for anybody that wants to listen to it, her album will be running. Let me ask my program manager for an hour.
Her, the show ends at 9:45, and her music will be running until 10:30, and then it cuts back over.
Okay, so it'll be running for her music will be playing for at least an hour.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yeah,
your
let me know
music-
how you like it. I love the comments.
yeah, you guys comment, and show her some support.
Also,
She's
in the comments, on the Facebook pages and on the YouTube, they can find the links to her Garden of Innocence and to her website.
okay on the IITW radio.
They're in the comments.
You can find the information for the Garden of Innocence and also where to purchase her music. And you can find that on the Putman Way on Facebook, IITW Radio on Facebook, IITW Radio website.com. You can also find it at Robert Harper, what is it?
Music.com.
Music.com.
.biz.
Mhm.
.biz.
Yeah,
Or is
it's
it .biz?
.com will go to .biz. It's okay.
Okay.
Either.
.biz, you'll find her. Just type in Robin Harper. If you can't find her there, send us an email and we'll shoot you over the information. Or
And real quick, the Garden of Innocence, it's the Orange County chapter. And for some reason, I'm blanking out on her name right now. But you can donate there too as well to the Garden of Innocence. Let me see if I can find it. I think her name is Elise. Let's see. Anyway, I'll get you the information and we can put it on there.
Okay, and again,
Okay.
before you go off the air, you're going to be playing in Midway. Give us that information again on September.
Yep, at Swiss Day on August 31st at around 10 in the morning. And it's a really
It's
fun little
September
festival.
1st at 6.
And September 1st at like 6:30.
Okay. Well, I won't.
And
be
I'm
able
hoping
to make
Get
it
in
out
on
there.
the summer concert series here too.
Yeah, and also we've got an event coming up next year that we're going to announce, and we're going to try to get Robin down here, along with a couple of the other members and people that are
great.
on the radio here, for a concert this coming year. I got to get all the particulars taken care of with the county and everything
Fun.
else. If I don't say anything bad about them for the rest of the year, maybe they'll let me do it. But there's going to be some great artists. Hopefully, Robin will be
funny.
there. We're trying to work out the details right now.
You're so funny.
I missed that one.
Huh?
Okay, I said.
Never
I missed
mind.
that
I didn't say anything. No, don't worry about it. She saw my face.
one. Why is it always got to be a girl thing where I'm left clueless?
Hey,
know.
I want to thank you guys for having me on here. Hello.
Yeah,
This has been so
Well-
fun. You guys are so great.
yeah. Thank you very much. And
Welcome.
it's a privilege to play your music. It's not just something
It's-
we don't just throw artists up on our, in our radio
No.
slots. But no, thank you so much for letting us share this with our listeners and your fans and stuff. And I'll be
Yeah,
looking
no
forward to
problem.
seeing you next year when you come out here. Hopefully, we'll put
Yeah,
you up
that'd
in
be
the
so fun.
we'll put you up in the no.
It's been a real pleasure.
We'll put
Thank you guys.
We'll put you up in the No Bug Hotel. All right. Well,
All right.
it's been a privilege, and thank you very much for being on the air with Robin Harper.
Thank you, Robin.
Bye.
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 Yeah. What a great lady.
She's very sweet.
Yeah, she is. And we lost your picture, I think.
Yeah.
I'm getting it. IT guys over here. I'm getting it. Hang on. Leave me alone. Okay. Yeah, I can't wait till she comes out here. Hopefully, we can get her out here this coming year. Her and a few other,
That would
other
be
ones.
nice.
I'd love to see her and Ryan Weaver sing together.
She could sing with anybody she wanted. Really.
Okay. Here we go. Just doing a shift change, so just bear with us for a minute. Okay, yeah, like I say, I'd love to see her and Ryan, or even, you know who'd be nice to have on there? Is to get her and Geneva up there singing together.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
That'd be cool. Even have
That would be a
Sean,
nice duet.
Sean at Richter 7 or Steve over at Middle Ground.
Mm-hmm.
Get up there and sing with her. That'd be kick butt. Okay,
That's
well, we got
for
some
sure.
stuff coming up. Oh man, I got to tell you about this today. Holy cow! So I have to go to the doctor, right? 'Cause some of you know I had 2 heart attacks in a year's time, and kidney failure from drinking too much of soda that I love, the Nectar of the Gods, Mountain Dew, and so anyways, they got me on a strict diet. So I go into the doctor's office today, right, just for the old standard checkup, you know, after the surgery a few weeks ago. And I had to go see my primary. So I went over there, and they stick me in, see, how can I say this? The poon room, the women's room, where they've got the stirrups and stuff. And they
Okay.
left me in there for about an hour. Now, you talk about being, I don't get scared of too much stuff, but when they stick you in a room where there's stirrups that they can put your feet in, and then you got all these glass things that they insert into the women, open them up so they can see inside and stuff. I'm wondering the whole time why they put me in this room. You know, I hope they're not going to be checking up my butt.
Okay, where is this going?
I have no idea, but I was just telling you about it. It scared me to death. I'm looking up on the walls at all this
Okay.
female stuff going. You know, I've never been in this room before in my life. I don't want to be here. This is too scary.
Okay.
Okay, so this week we got a couple of things coming up. We lost a lady last night, lost her life in an accident. And
Yeah.
this woman
Unfortunately.
is Angela Mullins. Go ahead and put that picture up, Chris. This done a lot of stuff. I've never heard anybody say one bad word to her, but you know, I want to tell the family, you know, that you're in our prayers and stuff. And you know,
Absolutely.
we can't always explain everything that happens, but I know she was well loved, and I know just when it would take people days before they would, you know, go looking for me, but they were looking for her. She was supposed to go out with her friends for a girls' night out, and right away when she was just a few minutes late, they started putting it up. I saw it on Facebook and stuff, and wanted to find out where she was, if anybody knew anything, had people out looking for her. So, you know, rest in peace, Angela. Okay, next, what we got coming up? We had our criminal of the week, our mugshot of the week. I'm sorry, our mugshot of the week. Now we're gonna put this one up. Normally I don't do it, but this guy, and this is not to bash this guy or anything, but if you're gonna get arrested, yeah, have a good time at it. Put this guy's picture up. You know, most people, when they get arrested, they sit there and go, holy crap, you know, and you can see the terror in their eyes. This guy's like, I don't care. Here's my tongue. You know? Okay.
He was having a good time with it, I guess.
Yeah, we should make that our like logo for a page. To this poor guy, I'm honestly not making fun of you, dude, but you crack me up. If you're gonna get arrested, if anybody's gonna get arrested, and you're gonna do a goofy mugshot, I'm sure the Putnam County Sheriff's Office or any of the sheriff's offices around the country would not mind if you sent us in your mugshot. I mean, that is hilarious. It made me laugh. So, dude, you're getting arrested. Brought some enjoyment to, I'm sure, not only me but Tammy and everybody else has seen it. Not to bash it or anything, but that's a great shot.
Of all the times that I've been looking in the jail logs for whatever, I have to tell you that's the funniest one I've ever seen.
I want to get this guy on the air, if nothing else, just to get him to stick out his tongue. Holy cow. You imagine this guy's got to be fun to party with. That's why I got busted.
Oh, it was funny.
Put your picture up there, Chris, so people can see who does our IT work. Chris is great at what he does. Last week he had the whole little hand waving thing going on, which is pretty cool. But anyways, Chris is the one. There you go.
There you go.
That's his signature white.
No, it's some also. I stole that from a wrestler.
Chris does our IT stuff. We couldn't do it without him. He is the one in charge of. Well, one day we'll show you the screen. I've got 6 screens up here, not to mention laptops going, 6 mics, phone lines, everything. Chris is great at what he does. Thank you, Chris. Okay, next, which one do we have coming up? We have our genius of the week. Now, this guy gets arrested, and Tammy, tell him what this guy. Go ahead and put his picture up. Now, this guy, if you look at him, you would think, okay, did he get arrested for, you put up a picture of anybody, and you can pretty much guess. I'll give you 5-6 seconds to guess what this guy. Was it that he, beat somebody up or got DUI or anything like that, or contempt of court? Obviously, a little older, so I doubt child support would play a role in it. But this guy, dude, if you're listening, don't ever do that again. Tell him what happened, Tammy.
Okay, well, first of all, let me just say the Putnam County Sheriff's Department is offering free drug testing. If you feel like you've got some bad drugs, you go right on over there to the Sheriff's Department. They will test them for you to make sure that you've got quality drugs or not. This gentleman thought he got sold some bad drugs, so he took them on over there to the Sheriff's Department to make sure that they were good.
So he just showed up like, yo, dude, I got some bad drugs, I think. Can you tell me?
Well, evidently this happened yesterday. He contacted the Sheriff's Department, said he purchased some narcotics about a week earlier, and that he had had a bad reaction, and that he thought he might have been sold some bad narcotics. It's on our page. If you want to look at the story, you can go there and look on the Putnam Way. The whole story's there. The Sheriff's Department posted it, and I shared it over to our page. And he said that he believed because of the violent reaction that he had been sold bad narcotics. Well, right there in the Sheriff's Department, what you gonna do? That's too easy.
Yeah, if any of you guys want to take your meth or crack or pills, go have the Sheriff's Department check it out. I'm sure they'd love to have you there. A matter of fact, they'll probably even put you up for the night and give you 3 square meals for a couple days. I mean, it's like a weekend getaway. Make sure you do that. That's funny. And for you people that are going to call in or write or whatever and tell me, oh, you shouldn't be doing this to these people. They have families. I don't care. Some people say they don't care, and they really do. I'm one of those ones that I don't care. If you're gonna do something like this, welcome to our world. You're gonna go on here. We're gonna put you up. There's a lot of other people. We get accused of race baiting and everything else. We're not racist. We don't care what color you are. If you're sitting there saying, well, it's gonna affect the family and stuff, you know what? Do the interventions and get that person help so that we don't have to put them up there. This guy's obviously over the limits on what he was doing. And, I've been talking to a young lady. Let me move some of these CDs and stuff around on my desk. Let's put the pictures up. There's, it will be right there. Her name is April Iris. And she's running for District 3 in Putnam County. And what a great gal. I mean, she's young. She's only 32. She hasn't learned the corruption of politics, and she wants to make a difference. And she's not only a mom. I mean, she's a wife. She's a mother and stuff, but she really cares about this community. She is seventh generation Putnam County. She's lived here all of her life. She knows the county. She knows what's wrong with it. I've had some lengthy conversations with her, and what a great young lady. I just hope that she gets voted in. When you guys go to vote in the primaries, let's see, that's the 16th through the 25th of August, and that's for the early voting or the primary. The 28th is actually the primary voting. So make sure that you keep this young lady's name. It's April Iris, and I'm sorry, what is it? Say it. I can't hear you.
ICER.
Oh, ICER. I'm sorry. My notes say Iris. ICER. Okay. Sorry about that, April, if you're listening, which I know she is. I talked to her earlier today. But, you know, in a world where everybody plays the political correctness on the guns and they're afraid to say anything, this young lady teaches defensive firearm courses, and she does concealed weapons permits. The course is about 3 hours. Her phone number, if you want to get in touch with her about taking the course, and the sheriff's department offers it, and a couple other places. I've had people tell me, well, I don't want to go to the sheriff's department because I get too nervous. I'm afraid I'll shoot something. She's not a big burly guy that's going to scare the crap out of you when you walk in there, but her number is 386-937-6043, 386-937-6043. We'll also have that up on the different websites, so you guys can go there. She believes strongly in the Second Amendment, and when her and I were talking, that's guns. Like I said, I say it all the time. Guns just don't hop up off a table and go kill people. And this lady has told me that if anybody calls her when she gets in office, unlike some of the other officials that I keep calling week after week after week, and they don't return my phone calls, I honestly believe her and what she says that she wants to do for the communities. One of the things that we talked about was something that we don't have. And, a lot of people get on drugs and stuff, which is, they have from the very get-go. Yeah, and you know this, Tammy, they have from the very get-go, they have the option of saying no, but they're going to come back later, and their family members are going to sit there and trash me. Well, why are you putting this up? He's a father. He has kids at home, or she's a mother. She didn't know what she's doing. She's hooked real bad. That may be true, but she had the option from the very get-go to say no. And then once they get addicted, I feel sorry for these people. I've met a lot of people that are not just homeless, but a lot of people that are addicted to drugs and stuff, and they're looking for help. And jail is no way. I mean, you can call the sheriff and ask them. Ask just about anybody that's in that position. Prison and jail is not the place for people doing the drugs. The only person they're hurting is themselves.
Yeah.
The thing is that once they get on it and they get hooked, and then they say, okay, because everybody screws up. I got busted for marijuana when I was 18 or 19, something stupid. But anyways, I still think a person should have the choice to do whatever they want to do regardless. But when it's time for them to get off of it, there's no place for them to really get any help, any type of help at all. And she's wanting to get things set up in Putnam County to where, I know we do have a big drug problem here. You know that, the papers show it. I mean, we put up as many arrests as we can during the week, but we don't let arrest overshadow, somebody that's in an accident, and has passed away, or we're trying to get help for people that were, burned in fires or anything. But this young lady sounds like she wants to make a difference.
And the state numbers show, Putnam may not be the number one county in the state for drug arrests or drug usage, but it's definitely up there in the statistics. And there is no place for people to get help in Putnam County, and it's definitely a much needed, entity and if she's willing to do that, I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, she's wanting to at least get it started.
That's
of
good.
course, she's only one person, and she's going to have to get other people involved with it. but she's willing to tackle those issues. She's willing to tackle the gun things. I mean, she's trying to teach safety courses to where people, you know, can learn not to shoot themselves or not shoot the wrong person.
Right.
But, you know, everybody under the Second Amendment, and her and I had this talk we talked for a couple of hours. And the one thing that she really is strong on is guns. You know, your right to carry, your right to protect yourself. And, you know, I think she'll be a good candidate. I'm willing to endorse her if you are.
Sounds like it. Oh, absolutely. I think she's awesome. She's got a lot of really good ideas, and you know, the gun thing is the hot topic right now all across the country. I mean, it's just what everybody's talking about. And with what's happening in the school system and, you know, just with everything across the county, I think it's what's needed.
Yeah, I just had a conversation with a young lady that's come from over in the east, right? And they're right near Jerusalem and stuff. And she's been, you know, her parents hail from Syria and Tel Aviv and all over there. And she was telling me, you people in the United States don't know what it's like when they come and take your guns. She said they come in and take our guns. All we had to throw back, all we had to fight with was rocks. And she goes, try fighting people that are coming after you when all you have is rocks. And she goes, well, you know, we just want to protect ourselves. And she was telling us, you guys don't know what it's like. And you don't know how precious just that right to carry, whether you do or not. But she's saying, you know, that people are breaking into their homes, coming in there with guns. Only the military and stuff are having guns. And when they got to fight back tyranny and stuff. All they have is rocks. Rocks, sticks, mortar, pieces of rebar and stuff like that. And that's where April, you know, people like her that are gun activists, you know, for gun rights, people like us that believe in the Constitution, anybody that's American should believe in that right to protect yourself. Not to go out and shoot anybody up, but, you know, when somebody comes in and starts shooting at you, what are you going to do? Throw rocks at them? We don't have rocks in Florida, so we are really screwed.
Exactly. And everybody needs to understand that that's what the people who believe in the you know, in the Second Amendment and the right to have a gun, it's not because we want to go out and shoot people up. It's because we want to protect our families. We want to protect our property, and that's our right to do.
Yeah, and you know,
it's that simple.
Yeah, and I've never heard any member of the NRA, which I am a member as well. I've never heard a member of the NRA where they've trained somebody to go out and shoot up a school or shoot up a concert or anything else. It's just crazy. Okay, we got this opioid thing that's happening in the state. Today, when I was at the doctor's office, they were handing out pretty much pamphlets to everybody that was in there. I'm not on any type of painkillers or anything, so it really doesn't affect me. And with my heart condition, I couldn't do them if I wanted to. No, I don't need it. But the one thing, July 1st, our governor and some of our elected officials, God love them, they think they're doing right, but sometimes they just screw people over. I heard several people when I was in the doctor's office today, as of June or July 1st, now get this is nuts. They're not going to be able to get any painkillers, which are opioids, whether it's Xanax or Valium or whatever it is. They're not going to be able to get any of that stuff except for a 3 to 5 day supply. If they're critically ill, they'll get that. Now, talking to some of these people, you know, a lot of these people are on fixed incomes. And take like Angie, you know, the one we were talking, that was on the radio show the other night. She has a terminal illness. She has over 200 tumors in her body, 17 on her brain. Now, here's what's going to happen to her and the rest of these people. She's going to have to go in every 3 days to the doctor in order to get her prescription refilled. She doesn't even like taking them. And most of the people that are on them that really, really need them medically, you know, that have cancer, that, you know, bone deterioration, scoliosis, broken necks, messed up disc, people that really need them, that are terminal. Here's what's going to happen to them. Not only are they, dying, but now they're going to have to go, and like a lady that I know in Crescent City that lost her leg, and she's diabetic. She can't get out. She's elderly, and she has to have somebody pick her up. She can't drive. She's missing a leg. She can't wear the prosthetic they gave her. She's in a wheelchair. Now what's going to happen is every 3 to 5 days, they're going to have to go into their doctor's office and get a prescription, which not only is not just a fact of them going in there, but the people complaining at the doctor's office today were talking, like one lady was saying, well, what about my copay? I'm going to have to pay that. And they said, yes, you are. So now she's looking at $120 a month instead of $20 when she goes in, even though she has insurance. The other thing is the insurance companies, a lot of them will only let you get one prescription filled a month for painkillers. Now, the other thing she has is she has a copay on her prescriptions, which is $11. Doesn't sound like much, but when you take that now it's going to be 4 times a month. That's $44 she's going to have to pay. So each time she goes in now, she's paying $44. She's also paying about $120 a month. By the time she gets gas, pays for gas in her friend's car, or gets there or anything else, and not to mention the time that they have to sit in the doctor's office, averages at least an hour. So you're going to be in the waiting room and then into the office to see them before you get out. You're talking about at least an hour. So not only is it the cost factor, it's the time factor. And you got somebody like Miss Wright who has seizures and can't be setting up for that long. It becomes a real problem. And I don't think the boneheads up there in Tallahassee thought that out.
It doesn't sound like it was well thought out at all. The big thing with the opioid fear, I call it fear, is because so much of it is ending up on the streets. And the people who are legitimately using the medication are the ones that suffer because of the illegal use of the drugs.
Yeah, and a lot of that stems from, not to cut you off, but a lot of that stems from they can't afford the insurance that it takes to go to a doctor to get the pain medication. And a lot of them are drug addicts. I mean, I give them that.
Right. But there are a lot of people who are getting the opioid medications from legitimate pain doctors. There's a lot of, let me back up. There are a lot of pain doctors who are prescribing legitimately and are very careful about how they prescribe the pain medication. They follow all the steps. They do everything they're supposed to do. They don't overprescribe. They encourage their patients to get off of the pain medication, as they should. And these are the patients that are going to suffer by these laws. And then you have the pain mills, the pain doctors who are pill mills. And you go in, I've seen this in the past, where these patients go in and these doctors will write as many pills as they possibly can for these patients. And these patients walk out the door and they've got a prescription for Vicodin and Xanax and muscle relaxers and just everything in the world. And it's ridiculous because they're abusive. And that's what's caused this.
Yeah, I just had somebody that went and got a prescription, or was trying to get a prescription filled the other day, and the doctor, this is out of Volusia County, the doctor had written it. The guy had went to, and the guy had just moved here, and went to this doctor for the first time. And when he went there, the guy gave him a prescription. The doctor did, or pill mill guy. Anyways, he goes to CVS, Walgreens, Walmart. Everybody refused to do it because the government has a system where they red flag people on it.
Right.
And then they get on the blacklist. And now this poor guy, he can't get any of his pills filled, and he actually needs them. But you know, the other problem that I see is that I, you know, just like with meth and crack and everything else, you know, it was called freebasing. Crack was back in the 80s, 70s and 80s, and sometime in the early 90s, and then they started calling it crack. But
Right.
that stuff was being bought in, you know, and they actually used cocaine, you know, even from the Vietnam War, you know, and heroin and morphine and everything else. Well, the one thing that these guys learn how to do is manufacture this stuff. You know, if meth isn't being bought in across the border, or if any drug is too expensive, they're going to start making it. If they don't make it, they're going to start trying other things. Remember, back in the day, it was trumpet plants. You know, now we got kids snorting Tide Pods and talking about gun control, and they're out snorting Tide Pods. I even saw a thing where they were snorting condoms, which is, you've already got to be out nuts and out of your mind to shove a condom up your nose and see if you can inhale it. There was the whole cinnamon thing where kids were choking
why
to
would
death.
you do that?
I have no idea, but they're, you know, they're professionals at gun control and they're lobbyists and stuff. You know, what was the other thing they were doing? They were taking their orifices, whether it was their penis, the vaginal area, whatever. And the new thing that I just saw out is they're pouring Tabasco sauce, Louisiana hot sauce, stuff like that. I can't imagine a guy sitting there with his winker with a pee hole opened up and trying to pour stinking hot sauce in it, or, you know, a woman laid back, oh, let's see what this is like, and then dumping hot sauce in her area. You know, these people are nuts.
Well, and they were also turning their stove burners on as hot as they could turn them on, and placing their hands on the burners. I mean, it's just it's self-mutilation, and there's just no real good reason for any of it.
Yeah, no matter what they do. I mean, you've had whippets in the past where people were taking cans. You've had people sitting in, you know, they took model glue off of the shelves because, you know, people were huffing glue, and then toluene, and then I don't know if you remember the kid back in the day, but he was smart as all get out in school. His name was Brad. You know what I'm talking about now? Brad, he hung out with me and Doug.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The last time I saw him before he OD'd, he was sitting in his car, which his parents had got him, and this was right after high school, and he was taking spray paint cans and just spraying them everywhere in his car and to get high off of it. You know, that's nuts. But people are always going to get high. The biggest thing that I see is that people are going to start manufacturing, and it is already on the streets, where these people are manufacturing their own opioids. With the internet, anybody can go in and manufacture anything they want to do. They can make the freaking gun if they want, you know. Learn how to make peanut butter to guns. But that's the thing that I see is more people that really need it and people that can't afford it. They're talking about how many deaths are from opioids now. Wait until they see how many deaths are going to happen from the people that, you know, that need the medication and can't get it and they can't live with the pain anymore. I guarantee you the suicide rate's going to go up. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
pain is something that's measured on different levels by everybody. I remember a guy that had a toothache back about 20, 25 years ago and blew his brains out because he couldn't take the pain from his teeth. And he didn't have the money to go to the doctor, you know, and it's, you know, all I see is I see suicides going up, illegal production going up, and the people that really need the medication where they can't get it, you know, or if they can get it, they can't afford it. You know, they made marijuana legal in the state of Florida now, but just to get signed up for it and get it, it's $500.
Right.
You know, and everything is so, it's not affordable.
Right. It's very expensive.
Yeah, maybe you have an answer for it. I don't.
I don't have an answer, and unfortunately, the legislature is making it more and more difficult for people to get anything they need. You know, they make it hard to get regular medication because big pharma makes the prices so high on all medications. And it, you know, I don't know what the answer is. I really don't. I don't know.
I don't either, but I
the-
think they're quick to rush to judgment, just like on the gun laws and stuff. They're quick to rush to judgment and quick, "Oh, we got to pass something. We got to pass something now." It isn't like they haven't known about this stuff for years and years and years, sometimes into the 100 years. The school shootings go all the way back to the 1700s. And they've had all this time, and they sit there and then they take breaks and everything else, and I've said it 100 times, not 1,000. People are afraid of the government when the government should be afraid of the people. We are their boss. It is a business.
Right.
They shouldn't tell us what we do or how we live our lives from day to day. That's a load of crap. They're supposed to be for us and helping the people that really need it, but they're quick to jump to stuff with this, new laws for the schools and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They've known about it for years, the Guardian programs, because something could have been done about it a long time ago, but now they just jump on the wagon. Well, let's come up with something quick, or let's do like with the school board meeting, that we had the last show, 2 shows on. You got 64 days. Let's wait until the last day, the last hour and a half before we do anything. And then let's argue about it and throw our fellow people under the bus. And that's the one stinking problem that's with the Democrat and Republicans right now, is one's already got to be right and the other one's got to be wrong. Guns are a bad issue on the left, it seems to be, and on the right, they've been in there for so long they can't make up their minds. They're still trying to figure out if they want to straddle the fence and jump on the left or jump on the right, and it's like a lot of people that I see watching CNN, because I watch all the news stations. You watch CNN, and instead of giving Trump kudos, and I have my problems with Trump just like I do any other politician, but the guy is at least doing something, and he's trying to get something done. But you think they could say anything nice about the guy or, hey, give him some positive coverage? No, it's all wrong. You go to Fox, they're pro-Trump.
Right.
You go over to CNN, they can't stand the guy. It doesn't matter what he does. But I think it's incredible that he's doing that. But I don't like the fact that Trump also jumped the gun on this and did the opioids thing. I just think, he got in office, he got in there quick, and I don't think it was thought out. Rick Scott, our governor, what a waste of a governor he's turned out to be. I used to have a lot of respect for him, but with this opioid thing, and then when the school shooting started, he violates people's constitutional rights. My son, is going to be 18 this year, and he's responsible. He's been shooting guns since he was 7, 8 years old, Not once has he ever threatened anybody. He's the most pacifist kid you'll ever meet. But now his rights, his constitutional and God-given rights have been taken away from him. He can go serve in the military and get a gun, but what if he wants to just go out hunting? Which he's a vegetarian, he'll never do. But with my daughter, she's 19, and she loves to hunt.
Right.
But she's never going to be able to go out and purchase a gun, and she's not crazy. She's not going to go shoot up the place. And then on top of that, you have where our governor, and I wouldn't suggest that anybody vote for him. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. Just go by what the issues are. July 1st started the new law where if you walk behind somebody's house and they live on the beach and you walk on that beach, that is now their property. So you can actually legally be trespassed.
Right.
That went into effect, what, June 1st?
I believe it was June 1st. And that's, there's a lot of people that are fighting that right now. I don't know if that's actually going to stay the way it is or not, but that's everybody's property. That's a beach.
Well,
how are you going to tell somebody that they can't walk on that?
Yeah, but
that's ridiculous.
When a hurricane comes, which we have our share of them, when a hurricane comes or even just natural occurrences, weathers, we have meteors that hit out in the ocean, and then you've got small rogue waves that come in. Sometimes you have big ones. The one that hit quite a few years ago tore up Daytona Beach. It's the second story of the hotels down there get trashed. But taxpayers are going to still be responsible for that beach and the beach restoration after a storm. If they're going to do it that way, and I know why he's doing it, because he owns property on Fort Lauderdale, Miami.
Yes.
He doesn't want anybody walking on his piece of white sand in the back, you know. And the other thing too about Rick Scott is and a lot of people don't know it, but they bought part of the pipeline in that goes right across Alachua County and right across the Springs. And the thing that happened there was the EPA was starting to look at that and see what the effects would be. All of a sudden, the EPA doesn't have anything else to do with it. And they go ahead and put it right on in. Oh, yeah. I started looking this up a few weeks ago. Rick Scott apparently has stock in the companies, but what nobody else saw on the news, because they're too busy arguing about Trump and guns and everything else, is that pipe burst. And that water coming up out of the springs got contaminated. I don't know how many millions or billions of gallons got contaminated, but now EPA goes in and says, well, we don't think it'll make a lasting effect. Really? What about the catfish that live under the mud? You know, what about the aquifer or the aquatic plants and stuff that are there? Those are all estuaries for new fish coming up. But I'll tell you what,
that's going to get choked out.
if he gets voted into the Senate, I have a feeling we're going to be screwed. Nelson, some of these other politicians, I think they should have retired back when they were 90. You know, Nancy Pelosi's another one.
And then you're getting into term limits.
Yeah, Dianne Feinstein. Well, not just that, but, you know, they're way older than me. They make me look young. They've been in it too long. How do you go into office, you know, and you're making 40, 50,000 a year, and you come out making millions while you're in office? No other job, but you're making millions and millions and millions of dollars. That's a load of crap. I wish we could do that on the radio. I'm broke. Somebody please send me a case of Mountain Dew and don't let my cardiologist know.
Send him a case of water, because that's what he's really supposed to be drinking.
Right here. I'm not going to show the name because they're not getting a promo, but see, it's even got the ice frozen in the center. I've been being good, honest.
I know.
And I'm supposed to drink 9 stinking bottles of stuff in water. No promos for water for me. And that stuff is nasty. They could put Mountain Dew flavored water. You know, that would be the bomb.
Yeah, I know.
So what else we got going on?
I don't know. There's been... What else has been going on today?
No, we signed up a bunch of new artists and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, Alyssa Caroline's got a new song out. You got Tyler Riffley. Both of those are amazing, right along with Robin Harper. Tyler Riffley, if you guys haven't heard his work as well, you need to go on YouTube. He doesn't want me saying this because he's embarrassed about the video that was done on there. But, hey, man, this kid is great. I would put him right there with Jason Mraz and all of them. The same with Alyssa Caroline. She's 16, just turned 16 in February. And if you guys haven't heard her music, you need to go on and listen to it. This kid is phenomenal. She's got the attitude, and I've talked to her for quite a few hours over the last few months. And this kid has the maturity of a seasoned veteran. I mean, not only with singing her songs, but writing them. I mean, if that kid doesn't hit by the time she's 20, if she's not a multimillionaire, I will be really surprised. But
we've got some really good artists on the radio station, and everybody, if you haven't had a chance to listen to some of it yet, you really need to take a listen to it. We've got really good music on there.
It doesn't cost anything either. That's the cool thing.
No, it doesn't.
It costs us, but it doesn't cost them. And these musicians and stuff that we're putting on, the IITW radio is not set up for your top 40 bands, the ones that are going to be on the air, like, you know, Garth Brooks, any of these other guys. This radio station is set up, and we've taken the last year and a half to get with these different artists and stuff and to promote their music. And I don't know of one group that's played on the radio station out of what do we have, about 400 groups now?
Over 800.
Over 800 groups. My bad. Holy crap. I didn't think it was that much. There's none of them. I mean, even Three Dimensional out of Tampa over there by you. You met those kids, and they're what, 18, 19?
Yes, they're awesome. Those boys are awesome. They have got great voices. They have got phenomenal attitudes about everything, and they've done some national stuff. They've been out to California. They've got a lot of stuff going on. They're going to be doing a movie, and the movie is going to have a spin-off series. It's about skateboarding and surfing, and they're going to be in it, and they're going to be using their music actually in the movie and the series. So they've got that going on.
Didn't they get a
They've just
gig to tour Japan or China?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, Japan, I believe it is. Yeah, but they're really doing a phenomenal job in everything that they've tackled, and they write their own music. They've got a song that they've done that's about suicide that is just absolutely heart-wrenching, that is beautiful. So if you get a chance, listen to their music as well. It's on our station.
By the way, I like that new backdrop. Santana,
you like
one of my
that?
favorite artists. Yeah, I like the one him and
Rob
Thomas
Thomas
did Smooth. Yeah, that was a great
This-
song.
That was one of my favorite CDs of Santana's.
Yeah. Who do we have coming on next week?
Next week we have Monday is From the Ether out of California, and then we have Wednesday is going to be Shimmer Johnson.
Shimmer Johnson is on Wednesday, and what was the other one? Ether?
From the Ether
Oh, From the Ether.
on Monday.
Will be on Monday with us. We're booked up with artists now until what, February next year? April of next year. So yeah, we've got a lot of good ones. Robin, I enjoy talking to her. I've enjoyed talking to her on the phone and listening to her music. She is incredible. And just the different stuff that she does too. I mean, she's got. Let me pull her bios back out here. She's done Fiddler on the Roof, Footloose, Beauty and the Beast, all kinds of stuff. And not only she has taken vocal lessons, but she also gives vocal lessons. And in fact, I mean, she's incredible. I love her music. Recording artist, entertainer, trained vocalist, voiceover artist, guitar player, line dance teacher, TV commercials, Yo-Yo, Seafood Boiler. She's been on Good Day out there. Her performances are in Swallow Parade for 6 years in a row, national anthem and country music at the Harvest Festival, House of Blues, Commodore Grill in Nashville, Sebastian Showcase, Crazy Horse, and she's been grand prize winner in competitions. Just about every competition she enters, she wins it. Side Effects bands
That's
and
awesome.
OC rodeos, all kinds of stuff. She's been in theater, Fiddler on the Roof, Footloose, Music Man, Beauty and the Beast, and Christmas albums. She's got quite the resume.
Yes, she does.
But you guys need
She's
to
awesome.
really go on and support her. Like I say, if you want to sign up for the CD, we're going to run it for a couple days. We'll give it away Friday. We'll announce the winner on the air on Friday. So make sure you check that out. It will be for the combination CDs, which is going to be these two right here. This is Robin Harper featured Marvin Goldstein. It's Simply Christmas. It's this one. And also the Robin Harper CD, which has There's Nothing Like a Country Songs, Even on Your Worst Day, Look Up, Good Times, Garden of Innocence, and What She Wants. So, and they're both signed. They'll be shipped out to you, or you can pick them up here at the studio if you're local. And then we're going to have some other stuff to give away. Also, we're going to be doing some contests. I did talk to Bob over at Eastside Towing and Collision. Sometime this summer, there is going to be a vehicle purchased. We're going to document the whole thing. I'm not going to announce what the vehicle is yet. Bob, you need to call me. Bob will call me at 3 o'clock in the morning. Hey, what's up, dude? You said to call you. It's like, dude, not at 3 o'clock in the morning. Bob owns a tow truck company, and also he does body work. Some of the best paint jobs I've ever seen in my life. We'll put some of the pictures up next week from him. And if he doesn't call in, then I'll see if his girlfriend will send one of them in a Speedo at the beach or something. I guarantee he calls in the next time. Oh, speaking of shout-outs, Lee Dandridge. I was snuck in there the other day, and I had it all set. She's the one that we showed in the Scrubs last week, or last show. And she's ready to kill me. I'm in hiding right now. I keep my doors locked. I'm hiding. But I snuck into where she works at the other day, and I snuck around there. She works at CVS Pharmacy. CVS gets a free plug there. But anyways, I snuck around to the counter back to the pharmacy, and I had my camera and everything set up and ready to go. And man, what an idiot I looked like. I popped up from there and went to take the picture. Wrong girl. So I told her we're going to make her famous. Lee's one of mine and Tammy's best friends. She's crazy, but we love her to death for it anyways.
We wouldn't want her any other way.
No, not at all. Yeah, we also have a couple shout outs to some of our sponsors and stuff. It's Bird's Mobile Homes. It's actually Bird's Buildings now in San Mateo. Mr. Bird is a wonderful Christian man. You guys need to go there and see him. You know, he has these storage buildings and storage units. The one I've got is, I believe, 20 by 24. It's a good size that we use for the studio. This is just one of them. And we broadcast out of here. It's been completely customized and everything. We did all that ourselves, but the actual building gave him the specs of what we wanted, you know, how the ceilings need to be tapered. He gave us a great deal on the thing. But he does that with everybody. If you don't have the financing, they also have a buy here, rent to own deal going on where you can get into one for very little down and very little a month. And it's actually, in a lot of cases, some of the storage places that I had checked out for storing stuff like that right after the hurricane when I had to redo the house and stuff, it actually wound up being cheaper for me to purchase a storage building from him than it was to go out and rent one. Then I didn't have to drive there or anything else. I walk out my door and there's the shed. You know, I got my stuff in it. It's up high and dry. They set it up on blocks. They anchored the thing down. It's cheap to pay for it. If you don't have the credit, though, if you do, they do have finance companies. It's a lot cheaper than you would think. Some of them are $80 a month, and that's if you get it financed through the finance company, and it's paid off in how many years? You could take up to 5 years, I believe. Not give Mr. Bird a call over there. They're right there in San Mateo. You can't miss them. Also, Quirky Bells. She did not call me back, so I don't know what specials they have this week. But they do have good food. And Pomona Park Pizza. You want to get a good pizza? Spaghetti, I think it's on Thursday nights. They have some kick-butt spaghetti. And that was a free plug for them, by the way. I'd love to eat it, but I can't, guys. I haven't been there in a while because my doctor will not let me eat pizza, spaghetti, and my favorite all-time thing, hot and spicy ramen noodles. Haven't had a thing of them in over a year. It's driving me crazy, especially when my son cooks them to torture me. But we're getting down toward the end of the show. The thing going back to the opioids, I know that we have a lot of Congress people that read our page and they watch the show and stuff. The one thing I would say to those guys is, you work for us. We don't work for you. When you're doing things for the people, make sure that you research all the things out and get out and know your community and know the people that it's affecting. So many people, you're really putting the screws to them. It's not right. What you're doing, you're causing hardships for people that don't need it. You're causing financial difficulties. Like the lady I was talking to in there today, they're on fixed income, Social Security. Now the $600 she gets a month is that's going to hurt her to pay $200 a month between fuel, doctor's visits, co-pays on not only her prescriptions but her doctor's visits. And that just does not seem right.
It's not.
So, anything else you
It's
want to
just
add
crazy.
in here, Tammy? We've got about 7 minutes.
I was just looking through. I want to say also, we did lose another angel this week in Putnam County, Robbie Crabtree.
Oh, God, I forgot all about that. I didn't forget about it. I just try not to think about it. It's the sweetest kid.
I know. We want to say to his family that we are so sorry for your loss. And that he touched so many lives in this county, and he had such an effect on everybody. And we just want you to know that we just feel we feel your loss, not the way you do, but we had so many people respond to the posts that we put up for him, and the outpouring of love that was there was just phenomenal. And we just want you to know how much we feel. We just want you to know we love you, and if we can do anything for you, if you need anything, we're here for you.
Yeah. I met that little kid out at the fairgrounds, and the community really came together. They build him a little four-wheeler and all kinds of stuff. And, the love and support that the community here showed, just unbelievable. But, man, what a cool little kid. He had some physical things from having he, of course, had brain cancer. And it had grown, and they did, I believe, 3 surgeries on him, not to mention the chemo and everything else. Mm-hmm. And just heartbreaking. When I read that last night, it just ripped my heart out, or night before last. And, what a little trooper, though, to go through all that, most of his life, stuck going through brain surgery and this and that, and the parents having to endure that. I cannot imagine,
Not at all.
God love you people, because my heart goes out to you, and our prayers go out to you and your family for little Robbie, but, we can say all day long that he's in a better place and he's up there running and playing right now, but that can never take away the pain that you're going through. And, our hearts go out to you.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know how much time do we have left. I can't see the screen.
5 minutes.
Okay. That's cool.
We were trying to pull up a picture.
Oh, you're going to pull a picture of little Robbie? Okay. Yeah, we'll try to get up a picture. We had the one we stuck up on the Facebook page. I don't know if his parents had sent that in or somebody else, but they had, given us permission before to promote him. And this is not to try to get ratings. I could give a crap less. But, when you guys go to bed at night, and there's thousands and thousands of people out there. The Shriners Hospital is a good one to donate to. They do help. The Make-A-Wish Foundation. A lot of the other groups that I'm not going to say their names, I wouldn't give you 50 cents for them. The money doesn't go exactly where it's needed. But on some of these, it really does. And even with the thing that was so cool, Robin was telling us about that, the place over there, the Garden of Innocence, where they take children that, their bodies have either been dumped or, miscarriages that somebody, doesn't want anything to do with it. And then they actually give those kids a funeral and give them a name and stuff, and then bury them in this cemetery and give them tombstones and plots and stuff. That is so freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
But it's sad.
Also, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I just thought of something else.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to mention the fact that we're going to be we mentioned this on the last show, that we're going to be doing the water drive and stuff for the volunteers pretty soon.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Not just water, but these guys need snacks, beef jerkies. Anywhere in the United States, you got volunteer firefighters, you know, and even overseas, because I know we have a few people overseas that listen to the radio show and follow our work and stuff on the Putman Way. Go to your volunteer firefighters and ask them what they need. If you can only take a bottle of water, 1 bottle of water will make a difference. 2 bottles will make a difference. Last year we collected over 100,000 bottles, and we're hoping to do more than that this year. But snacks, you know, when these guys are out fighting fires, they might be out there 6 to 10 hours. On a wreck, you know, 4 to 5 hours. They get hungry, especially if they're sitting down to eat and all of a sudden the thing goes off and they've got to rush out the door. The Slim Jims, the beef jerkies, you know, Powerades, anything like that. Besides that, they only get paid a few dollars a call, $4 a call. You know, take them some toilet paper there, napkins, you know, hand towels. Go down to Dollar Tree or Dollar General or wherever it is, and you know, pick up a few items, something that you think that you would need, and take it, drop it off at your local fire station. You know, they can always use it.
There was a fire today out in Barden that happened this afternoon, and I know that was probably a pretty bad, you know, they were probably out there for a while. So, you know, there's not a day that goes by just about that there's not something going on in the county, whether it's a traffic accident or a fire or something. You know, this county's gotten a lot busier than it was when we started this 3 years ago. I mean, it's just every day there's something. So
Yeah.
they definitely need it.
Yeah, I mean, bottled water, Slim Jims, whatever. Make sure you get it to them. And, you know, when you see an officer on the street, also don't be afraid to walk up to a cop. We don't do the any lives matter, blue lives, all lives matter. You see an officer, or especially a veteran or anybody, or these EMS guys, the firefighters, walk up and tell them thank you. It makes a big difference to them. Get to know these people because you're going to be knowing them pretty soon. Okay, we got 15 seconds. Where do they check us out at, Tammy?
Go to Facebook, The Putnam Way, or IITW Radio, and give us a like, share us, let everybody know where we are, guys.
All right, guys, I'm out. We'll see you next time. God willing, the creek don't rise and governor don't get me first. Good night.